Alright, hello, this is XFAwkward here once again, and today we are going to be talking about counterganks. Now, first off, what is a countergank? We already know what a gank is. It's when a jungler goes into a lane and tries to either kill them or push them out or try to gain some kind of goal from that. But what counterganking is when you arrive at that scene of the enemy gank and you try to turn the outcome around in your favor for your team, right? This could be anything like saving your teammate or trying to kill the enemy laner or the jungler, maybe both, or pushing them out and gaining an objective of your own, like whether it be taking down a tower or you go for a dragon or something like that. So that's kind of what a countergank really is in its essence. But when should you countergank? And the easiest way I can answer this question is by saying anytime you possibly can successfully, right? In these situations, you need to make sure of two things, really. One, are you close enough to actually show up? And two, are you healthy enough and do you have enough mana or your abilities to actually be able to help out? If you're not actually close to the gank whatsoever, you can't really invest all your time and effort trying to show up there and try to be a factor in it because it's just not going to happen, right? You can't countergank bot lane if you're sitting top lane and you don't have any way to get there. But in addition to that, you don't want to countergank something that's nearby when you don't have the mana or you don't have the help or the health that you need to do anything about it. Because if you show up there and you don't have enough health, you become a liability in yourself, and you're looking at the possibility of getting killed. And if you don't have any mana, then basically you're looking at just like throwing auto attacks at them and hoping for the best. And this just ends up being wasted time for you. So how do we actually end up counterganking? First and most important step overall, you have to read the situation. You have to analyze what's going on and figure out what is actually possible and what is not, right? You don't want to look at a situation and be like, okay, we can totally fight these guys, and then you get fucking wiped off the floor, you get creamed, and you can't do anything. But at the same time, you don't want to look at a countergank and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to help my top laner stay alive, when you could actually pick up 2 kills, because that's a missed opportunity, and missed opportunities are just as bad as mistakes. So, now that we got over that, let's talk about what you should actually be doing, right? Once you've analyzed the situations, you need to be looking at an advantageous time to actually enter the lane and to start turning it around, right? A good way to look at this is waiting for the enemy to overcommit or to put themselves in a bad situation, right? You want them to be closer to your side of the map while your laner is retreating or while they're running away, because they don't know that you're there. Usually you're trying to be sneaky, you're trying to just hide out and wait for them to overcommit, because once they've used their big cooldowns, they cannot escape from you as easily, or it's going to result in them dying or using another big cooldown like Flash or one of or like an escape spell or something like that. So try to be a little bit patient, but at the same time, don't just leave your laner there to die. So look for the right times to jump in. When you jump in, try to identify a primary target that you want to focus down, right? When I'm playing in these situations, these scenarios, I will physically ping the target that I'm going to go after. It's usually going to be somebody who's squishier or someone that I think that we can take down very quickly and make the fight a 2v1 instead of a 2v2, right? So try to focus them, and you want to use all of your abilities to eliminate them or push them out of the fight. That way you can change your focus to the other target quickly, right? If you work together to use both of your skill sets to kill one person, it works a lot better than trying to fight 2 separate battles of 1v1 and 1v1. This is because you're going to synergize together. You're going to synergize together, and you're going to protect each other at the same time. Make sure that you are changing your focus accordingly, though, right? If you both attack one person and then he flashes away and there's no way you can follow up on him, don't continue to tunnel in on that guy. Look to change your focus over to the other person, and maybe you can get his flash or kill him too. So don't look to beat the dead horse, right? If you get a victory out of something and you can't get anything more, don't use something at your disposal to try to make it better when it's just not going to happen, right? This usually happens when kills are very, very close or people are getting very, very greedy. So get the most out of the situation without creating any kind of detriment for your team. All right. So what are the signs that you should be looking for when you want to countergank, right? When is it that we should be looking to try to countergank, right? the best way to determine this is to track the enemy jungler, right? Anything from spotting him on a ward in the river, or knowing that he started a certain buff, or seeing that your team is positioning in a certain way could be a reason why the jungler is going to come to that lane. Being able to read the enemy jungler is a big job that a good jungler is able to accomplish. So if you know that their jungler has started on the bottom side of the map and then is going to the top side of the map after he finishes his buff, then you might want to mirror him and follow that path. That way you can be there to stop whatever he's going for. But in addition to that, if one of your laners is very overextended and looks like he could be ganked, you might want to play around him to try to be there in case a situation does go south. In addition to that, if somebody's getting camped, a lot of times you can use that as a reason to try to start a counter gank, because I see this a lot in the bot lane, especially when I'm playing against a Pantheon or something. They'll wait till level 6 and then look to just ult bot lane over and over and over again. And if you can look to be down there when that's going to happen, then you can prevent a would-be double kill and turn it into a triple kill, or a single kill on Dragon or a tower or something like that. So last thing that I think you might be able to look at to try to look for a counter gank is if the enemy laner is acting very strange or very aggressive when they haven't been normally. This is usually saying that they're trying to get at a better position, or they're trying to cause a gank to happen by baiting your teammate into something bad. So if you see somebody playing very strangely, look to try to be over in that area, because it could mean that they need some help. All right. So, but at the end of the day, there really is no special recipe for counter ganking or when you need to do it. Right. It's just going to be a skill that you'll be able to pick up over time. And counter ganking is not exactly possible in every single game that you play. Right. You just need to look to try to make an impact whenever you can, and just don't be discouraged if you mess up a counter gank or if you miss an opportunity to do so. Just look to improve where your mistakes are at, and be ready to play better next time around. All right, I really hope this helps out, and if you guys have anything you'd like for me to talk about, or if you need help with anything in specific, feel free to leave me a message or drop a comment over here. In addition to that, you guys can check out my stream at twitch.tv/XFAwkward, or my Facebook page at facebook.com/Facebook. Facebook.com/XFAwkward. Facebook. Can't talk. All right, so once again, Counterganking. In case you know what I'm talking about. All right, thank you guys once again for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys later.